Yeah, I'm back. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and the YouTube lives. Anytime somebody calls your phone, it freezes it up. It's pretty cool. And that's not just me. That's other people I know as well who are doing them. So that's YouTube being YouTube, I guess. Getting kind of toasty in here already. Now it'll take like 20 minutes to actually get back to a point where we have 150 people. That's okay. So I wonder if that would make a difference. Yeah, Ethan. So my partner in crime, Tony, I don't know. I think I've seen you in here before, but sometimes I get people confused. Tony had 2 bad shots on deer this year with the recurve. And so he's put it down. He's just hunting with the compound. He loves shooting it. He's still going to do it on lives. But as far as hunting goes, like I think he's trying to work some stuff out before he picks it back up. So, John, absolutely, that's where strawberry milk comes from, brother. That's not how knocks are supposed to work. Bugs, I think we could just buy pheasant and stock them on your farm and then hunt them whenever. And then, hunt deer while they're still in season. Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to kill a buck this week here. I'll be off tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'll be off on Monday. I'll be off on Friday, and then we have a long weekend, a long holiday weekend next weekend. So I'll be off on Monday too. Like I'll have some days off. Yes, it is a G8. So I'm hoping to punch my buck tag here, but then honestly, I'm probably going down to hunt Maryland. Sebastian, I don't know. Ryan, it's probably because we shot it on one of the lives here with a bow. That sounded expensive. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, Sadie Bidet is upset that I don't have, or that I haven't gone pheasant hunting. So, it is what it is. I just... I'm so focused on killing like a big mature buck right now. It's a hard game. Like I just don't have time. So it is what it is. We'll get there. Why don't I use guns to hunt? I haven't had to yet. I've only been hunting 3 seasons. The first season, I didn't want to kill my first buck with a rifle. I wanted to do it with the bow. My second season, I killed my buck on the 3rd day of the season. And then this year, I might get there. I don't know. Hunt with your left and right hand. I ordered another insert for my buck, so we'll have that up here in a couple days. Yeah, Sebastian, I really wanted to stay strictly traditional this year, and I'm going to, but I'm also going to say that if I don't have my buck tag punched by rifle season, I'm probably going to take the rifle out. 1, I've never killed a deer with a rifle, and then 2, I kind of feel like I'm getting robbed. Like I've worked so hard at something. I've seen so many mature bucks. I just haven't been within 20 yards of them to kill them, you know? And if we get to the point where I think December 1st is when rifle season starts. If we get to the point where it's December, like the season's not getting any easier. The rut is going to be dying out, and just rutting activity is going to go. And we'll get spikes, you know, because it's a bell curve, and you get some spikes in it when does come back into estrus. But yeah, I think at that point I'm going to kill a buck with the rifle. So. Yeah, 73 pounds is a lot. Rest in peace to your shoulders, but you know, whatever. As long as you're enjoying it, I'm sure you're not shooting it 100 shots a night, so you're probably okay. Yeah, bugs, they do. If you look at the Samick Sage or the Black Hunter, I believe they both come in a left-handed bow as well, and they're $80, so can't go wrong. Mia, what's happening? How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday evening? Ezra, can I shoot 2 arrows at once? I could. I don't really want to, just because if I miss, like I'm hitting cinder block and, you know, then I'm breaking arrows. David, that is a lot of reps, dude. I mean, good on you, but. Charlie, we don't do any political chat on this channel. That's all I'm going to say on that. Hunting only, hunting only. I'll tell you what, Ezra, you send a $10 donation, and I'll try 2 at once, and that'll pay for my arrow if I break it. How's that sound? Ooh, we're touching. We're touching. Jared, that's funny. But we're still not going to allow it. But you made me laugh. Yeah, Fred, she's peeking out. She's peeking out, you know. She's all right, dude. She needs some love. She's got a failed lifter, so I gotta show her some love at some point here. I got you, David. That's awesome. You know, I think I've said from day one, like this gives me a reason to practice every day. Whereas the compound, I would shoot like once, twice before the season. Like you don't really have to practice that much. They're pretty forgiving bows, you know? All right, we're gonna get silly. I'm gonna try and shoot the top can off without knocking the bottom one down. Bugs, you don't have to do that. You're not the one who was asking for it, dude. No, Fred, when I do it, I'm gonna do it right. And this is why I've been putting it off. Because just doing the lifters is not that expensive, you know? But I want to do the lifters. I want to do like a hog ass NA cam, and then I want to do a converter when I do it, as well as the DoD delete. I have to do that yet too. It's tuned so that way the DoD is off, but we just got to get the DoD delete kit and be done with it. Jason, what's up? How are you doing? Heather, I try. I'm not that good. That's the problem. That's why we're out here practicing, you know? But what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try and hit the top can, and then I'm gonna try and hit the bottom can. Assuming the bottom one doesn't fall off when I hit the top one. Well, they both fell. It is what it is. Shoot the tiny circle on the bottom part. Bugs, I think the problem is that's a little thicker and it might ricochet on me. We had one outside when we were shooting the cans. It's on a live somewhere. The arrow ricocheted, went like horizontal, and ended up like on the roof of my patio. It was crazy. I don't even know how it happened. So we've gotten a little crazy with the compounds on here too, where we'll shoot them and we'll get some crazy ricochets out of cans. Andy, what's happening? How are you doing? That's the problem with wearing a hat. I need like a beanie or something to wear. Through the fence and into your neighbor's yard. That's not what you want to do, Ben. That was just shooting instinctual too. Like I can kind of shoot instinctual. I just don't have the confidence in it to do it on an animal. That's my whole problem. Oil up. I hope you smack a big one, dude. Get it. Nathaniel, how are you doing? Yeah, if you guys could double tap the screen, that helps us out tremendously here. I gotta work on my backstop a little bit too. I gotta staple that tarp to it so it's not coming off. Ben, that's awesome. The problem is I would break my phone though, you know? Pontiacs are invisible. You know, there's actually a lot of car enthusiasts who recognize it, surprisingly. Like we get a lot of people in the chat who are like, is that a Commodore Holden or is that a G8? I'm like, yeah, it actually is. There's not too many of them around anymore. Buck hunter, I do not. No, with these, so this is a cheaper bow, right? This is the Black Hunter recurve. It costs about 80 bucks. And then even my hunting bow, it's a Samick Sage. It costs about $80. With the laminated bows, with the laminated limbs, I've heard mixed opinions on it. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. If I had $1,000 like custom made bow, I'm probably unstringing it every time just because I don't want anything to happen to it. For an $80 bow, it is what it is. Yeah, buck hunter, it probably does, dude. But I haven't had any issues yet. I've put probably about 5,000 shots through each of my bows so far, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever. So, Bradley, yes, it is. Wow, that was really low. I really dug my finger in, and it made a difference. Got to keep that same anchor point every time. Bugs, that's awesome. I think if I shot one, like it's so expensive. It's like I want to say it's like over $3,000. My taxidermist was talking about it last year, and I think he said it was like 3,200 or something like that. But I also think for a piebald, I would have to spring for it somehow, you know. Are these arrows deadly? Yeah, they're probably deadly. Josh, you know, just keep practicing. If you got a Bob Lee, that's probably a pretty sweet bow, dude. Dink, thank you. Thank you. David, that's good to know. I didn't know. Yeah, I knew it was something with laminated limbs, but yeah, that's good to know. Naman, what's up? How are you doing? That arrow comes out all wonky. I don't know what it is with that one. I put the 300 grain insert in there. And I think it just kind of changed the spine of the arrow because the arrows are sticking into the right now. That's the 250 versus the 300. Josh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, all the subs helps us tremendously. And I mean, if you guys like seeing the content, like we're trying to produce stuff that's relevant to most average hunters, because that's really all we are. We're two average guys, and we hunt pretty much all public land. I do have access to private land, but it's only for the agriculture season in Pennsylvania. It's only for does, so it's nothing special, you know. But we hunt all private land. We hunt Maryland and Pennsylvania. And we kill a lot of deer. And our goal is to show you guys how to do it. 83% of deer on the East Coast are killed on private land. And we want to change that statistic. So, Josh, yeah, we're in Pennsylvania. North Carolina, that's cool. No, I'm not shooting the car. Will Sambo, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. And hey guys, if I miss something in the chat, don't be mad. Just type it again, and I'll try to get to it. A lot of times the moderators will answer your questions before I even get to them if the chat's really going. Yeah, Ben, you can put your link in here, dude. We had somebody, like, I don't know who it was. I think Tony made them a moderator, and they were, like, spamming the chat like crazy. Like, if the mods, like, you guys, a lot of our mods have really cool channels. So anybody who's watching, go check them out as well. They'll be in the chat. Anybody who's blue has their own, I'm sorry, anybody who's blue is a mod. But a lot of them have their own channels. Coconut, that's awesome. Bugs, it's going pretty good. It's starting to crack on the ends, meaning moisture's coming out. I don't know if I can split it yet, and ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to drive a couple wedges down through it to split it. I'm probably going to give it another like 3 months. Once it starts getting cold out and I don't really want to hunt, or I'm not able to hunt, it's probably when I'll get to it. So, but I do have, oh boy, hang on, come on. There we go. I got a nice piece of red oak here. That will be a board bow. We're gonna start working on that here in the next couple months. As you can see, it has some nice straight rings on it. So we'll be good to go. Yeah, Ben and anybody else, any of our other mods, like if you guys want to post links to your channel in here, like feel free to do it. You know, you don't have to spam it, but if you want to post it every now and then, be my guest. We're all here as a community. We're here to lift each other up. Tony and I have a relatively successful YouTube channel, and if we can help bring you guys up in any way, shape, or form, we're going to do it. It's the same reason we say, like, hey, you know, you can reach out to us. If you want to hop on a live with us, we'll go live with you. I think we're going to try and do a live with Alaska here sometime in the next week. But yeah, all about the community, guys. All about the community. So I'm shooting about like 2 inches high. Yeah, Coconut. I mean, like we're doing good. you know, I say relatively because it's not like we have like 100,000 plus subs, you know, but exactly, Squirrel, you get it. Godzilla. Yeah, I haven't even touched the G8, brother. That was way high. Why was that so high? It's that one arrow. I don't know what it is. It's very weird. They're cheaper arrows, maybe just some inconsistency in it. I don't know. Nelly, I don't know who that is, dude. Ben, you're still doing really good. You know, you just got to keep after it. The benefit for me and Tony is that we have two people, so we split the work. He goes live a couple days a week. I go live a couple days a week. Like that helps tremendously. Just being able to post shorts pretty often helps a lot. Yeah, and then working on the long forms. The long forms for hunting are super, super difficult. Just because, I mean, you can only kill so many deer a year, you know? So, Quentin, I'm doing good. How are you doing, man? And then the monetization, like it's not that good. Like it's good if you have a lot of like following for your long forms, you're going to be a lot better off than like us. Like we have the lives, and they're kind of like our claim to fame. But that's, I mean, you know, we don't earn much of anything off the lives. So, Mike, I have not. Auric, yeah, if you want to post your channel like once, that's cool. Go ahead. We're all about the community. Just don't get carried away. Like don't spam it like crazy or anything. You know what I mean? Home, don't threaten me with a good time. I'll shoot her right now. I swear to goodness I will. Little well. Godzilla, I might as well at this point. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with the transmission. I redid, like, all of the suspension already. It's hard for me to want to part it out just because the lifter failed, you know? At that point, I'd rather just sell it to somebody whole and they could replace the lifter for $300 and, you know, have some fun with it. Bugs, I would go carbon just because they're more durable. Especially starting out, you're probably going to miss. You're going to break a lot of stuff. I'd probably just go with the carbons. They break enough as it is, you know? But I don't know. Like I've had several people like talk about the car and like be like, I'll buy it, you know? And then I'm just like, hey, shoot us a message on Facebook. Like we can negotiate price or whatever. You know, 5 to 6K, bring a fucking trailer and get it out of my garage, you know? And I apologize for cursing. I normally don't curse on the chat, but I just hate seeing it sit here. And I love the car, but it's time to move on, I think. The other part is like our local car community has kind of died off. I used to be really into it. I had a lot of friends with it, and now it's like, there's not really anybody who still does it. So I'm like, whatever. You can always buy another car if you want one, you know? Ben, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Yeah, I'm going into timeout for cursing. I'm going to shoot 2 iterations without talking now. can't do it. Coconut, that's awesome. He's only 19. He either makes a lot of money or he's really bad with money. One or the other. I was bad with money when I was 19, so. All cash? All right, you don't gotta make me feel bad about myself. CEO, I'm only going on my 3rd season. So I took 3 deer my first year with the compound. I took 7 deer last year, and then I was like, I'm going strictly traditional archery this year. I wanted to harvest a doe or a deer with the recurve last year. I shot a deer in the shoulder, and I didn't get any penetration because my arrows were way, way, way too light, and I didn't know how to tune my arrows. Like I don't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be just like a compound. You buy a bow, you buy arrows that are recommended for it, and you go out and you shoot and you practice and whatever, you know? But trad bows are a lot more involved. You really need to tune your arrows, and it makes a huge difference, you know? So I think I'm going to do some videos on stuff like I wish I would have known when I started hunting with the trad bow or just shooting the trad bow. Yeah, I mean, that would make it a lot easier. Dak, I hope you smack a giant, dude. That's it. I'm making a holder for this stuff tomorrow. I can't stand it anymore. It's just too annoying. We can't really use the AR-10s in Pennsylvania unless you have them converted so they're only single shot, which is kind of lame and defeats the purpose, you know? David, are wood arrows really cheaper? Because I'm pretty sure Easton has the cedar arrows, and I thought they were like the same price as the Easton Legacies. I could be wrong, but I thought they were about $10 an arrow, same as the Legacies. Coconut, that's okay, dude. We all come from all walks of life. I grew up pretty poor, but then I joined the military and I turned my life around, and, you know, here I am. So I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm trying to keep moving up, and, you know, it is what it is. You got to grind away, you know? Yeah, it's not that they're super bad with gun laws in Pennsylvania, but they don't allow you to hunt with ARs, unless it's for coyote, which is just kind of silly to me. Yeah, that's definitely blood. We killed a deer on Monday, dude. It's still in my fridge hanging. I need to pull it out and butcher it, but that's probably a tomorrow thing. I mean, is there anything like nicer? Like, what's the advantage of shooting wood, David? I'm pretty sure I've seen people mention that like it helps you get more weight. But other than that, I mean, what's the benefit to it? Santa, I can try, but I haven't gotten a Robin Hood yet. We've split some knocks, but we haven't done a Robin Hood yet. I don't know what you mean by the back muscle realized thing. Are you talking about like one of those cues? Like Clay Hayes has like his little button he has on the riser that he presses in with his middle finger, I think. I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not. I got you, David. All right, Bugs. Thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate it. No, and this is one of the things, like, I don't want to change stuff up too much right now because we're in the middle of the season. But going into next year, like, you know, March, April timeframe, that's when I'll probably start switching stuff up and try to better myself and see how much more accurate I can get, you know. Yeah, Robert, we got the recurve. Specifically, swinging around, we got the Black Hunter recurve. Quentin, that's awesome, and I really appreciate it if you're watching us at work. That's fantastic. Jesus Christ, calling me out. Oh no. Hang on. So I am a really big fan of IPAs, especially anything that New Trail produces. But I still have to drive tonight, and I already had a purple haze. So yeah, I'm gonna take it easy with the Miller Lights, you know. CEO, I think with a good shot, it's not necessarily true. I shot a doe on Monday. She went 45 yards and she was dead within 30 seconds. You know, like how much did she suffer? You know what I mean? But yeah, with a bad shot, the deer absolutely suffers. You know, we just try to do what we can. So, but it's just a more intimate way of hunting, and it's, you know, the way some of us like to hunt. So. Copy, man. If you go back a year in my life, I was doing the same thing. We just bought this house I guess it was October. So if you go back a year and 1 month, you know, I was struggling as far as that goes. Pain in the butt. I've been there. I lived it. I'm super thankful for my garage, but you know. Chat Lord. No, I'm not the mustache man. The evil mustache man. Although deer might think of me that way. I don't know. I'll ask the big buck after I kill him on Monday. Zane. Yeah, you should get a pass through if you put it in the right spot. My preference with the compound, I like the G5 Mega Meats. They're exactly what I use. The only difference is I shoot 580 grain arrows out of my compound. I'm just a firm believer, whether it's compound or whether it's recurve, I like a heavy arrow. The speed trade-off is negligible. And I just I prefer a heavy arrow. I mean, you can punch through. I've blown through so many shoulders, it's not even funny. So, you know, I mean, it's my experience. Other people have other experiences. I think a lot of the people who end up running fixed blade broadheads with a compound do it because they're running a lighter arrow and they don't necessarily get the same penetration, and then they blame the broadhead for it. But the reality is I would rather shoot an expandable and aim a little further back, just stay off the shoulder entirely, aim a little further back, and then you get a massive blood trail. Me and Tony, like Tony's video of his buck, his big like 137-inch buck that he just killed in Maryland, it was a liver shot. And that thing was dead in 5 minutes, you know? And it didn't go 60 yards. It went like 55, 60 yards, and then it just laid down and died, you know? Can I shotgun a beer for the boys? Ooh. I don't know, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. We shall see. That arrow is just high every single time. I don't know what it is. Coconut, send it to us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Pain Train Outdoors, 3 words. Just send it to us on there. And if you're okay with it, we'll even make a post and we'll show it to everybody as long as you're okay with it. Like I said, we like to lift you guys up and celebrate everybody when they get a cool kill. So, Walter, what's happening? How are you doing? Do I ever do anything else? Nah, dude. All I do is shoot the bow. Oh, dry fire it? Sure. Nah, we're not going to do that. That would be silly. I don't want to blow my bow up. Ian, the G8 needs some love. She's got a failed lifter, so I got to replace that. When I do that, I'm probably going to do a cam, converter, and DOD delete. So, you know, she needs some love. Walter, you know, the mustache is still growing, which means I haven't killed a buck, so not that great, you know. Scotland, thanks for checking in. I would try and do a Scottish accent, but I would butcher it, and then you would probably just see it as me making fun of you, so I'm not even going to attempt it. PC Gaming Channel, how are you doing? Gypsy, what's up? How's everybody doing? Rocking Saturday night. Nah, my mustache doesn't have a name. Polar, this is my garage, yeah. Gypsy, I don't know if I even can. I'd have to like look one up and then try and imitate that, I think. But they can never take all freedom, or whatever Mel Gibson said, you know? Something like that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. It's a G8 in the background, Luca. You ever hunt Trex? What is Trex? Oh, T-Rex, I gotcha. That was way bad, wow. That was horrible. I don't know what I did there. Looks like the liquor is calling the shots now. Let me put this beer back in the fridge. Go pull some arrows. Man, it's been so long since Tony did a live. I don't know if the Shed crew actually even exists anymore. Rabbit, what's up, man? How are you doing? CEO, you as well, dude. What's the best bow to get for a beginner hunter? Probably a crossbow. Yeah, I would recommend a crossbow to anybody. I like shooting my trad bows, but I certainly would not recommend one to a beginner. And I think all you're doing at that point is setting a beginner up for failure. And you're probably wounding an animal in the process, so. Braylon, I'm gonna need to see your birth certificate. You gotta prove it, dude. Charles, what's happening? How are you doing? Screw it, we're going bald. Let's do it. I don't know what fair maidens are. Yeah, you know, so many people hate on crossbows, but if you're a beginner to archery and you don't have like other mentors and stuff, I would have a hard time even recommending a compound to somebody. Just because, why am I shooting inside? It's like 35 or 40 degrees outside. My wood stove is right there. She's nice and toasty. So it's, you know, like 60, 65 in here. David, can you confirm it's his birthday? Rabbit, you're not kidding, dude. You're not kidding. We've shot it a couple times. Actually, we had the flame lit in it on on Halloween. And I hit the flame inside the candle without breaking the glass on the candle twice in a row. It's on the channel. Tim shattered the glass around the candle in there. So, you know, we're not going to do it again, but... Yeah, coconut, you can absolutely do that, dude. I just can't wait. Like I've worked so hard this season at like getting a shot at a mature buck, and I messed the one up, and I just really feel like in my soul I'm ready for it. Like the next time it happens, like I'm there. It's gonna happen. And we're just going to have a successful season. So. We'll see. We'll see. Daniel, we're not shooting the car again. Knock it off. Don't even encourage that. I'm gonna have to trim the mustache up. She's getting a little not in regulation. David, we have no problem here, dude. You are absolutely correct. I should not have to say again, but I got to be careful about what I say and what I agree to on a live, because if somebody is like, hey, I'll throw you $300 to shoot a tire, then I'm probably going to do it. You know, like I'm a man of my word, so it is what it is. Rabbit here is actually the one who paid half of it, and then the other dude backed out. People are just, I don't know, people are crazy. PC gaming, I have no idea, dude. I know nothing about the 2 JZ motors. Godspeed to you, though. Sounds expensive. $100. Don't. We're not, I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. We're not doing it again. Stop. Just stop it right there. Like I took 2 shots with my hunting bow before I came on live. I shot one at 23 yards and then one at like 34 or 33 yards, and just I drained both of them. And I'm like, I'm just so ready for it. Give me a shot, you know? Give me a shot. And I really truly believe the buck I shot is still alive. I went back in there today, and yeah, Daniel, it's because there's a deer in my fridge. But I went back in today where I shot that buck, and there's like 10 more rubs. There's a scrape that's opened up like, I don't know, 10 feet from the tree I shot him in. It's crazy. All right, Coconut, we'll check it out then, dude. Or I will, you know, I'll check it out right after I'm done with this. Ooh, Darcy. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What's it to you? One day I'm going to split an arrow for you guys. Quentin, don't make me prove it to you, dude. Like, oh. See? There you go. Just pulled it out of the fridge. Hind quarter of a deer, dude. I have it on video too. I think I even put the video up on the channel. How much does the bow cost? Trey, this is an $80 bow. It's the Black Hunter recurve. I also have a Samick Sage, which is an $80 bow. I have a video and a link to that one on the channel, but you can find both of them on Amazon. I have nothing bad to say about either one of them. Both of them are fantastic. If you're looking to get into traditional archery, they're both great options. And if I were you, I would save money on the bow up front and then put that money that you save into good arrows. On my hunting setup, I run the Easton Legacy arrows, and I don't think you can go wrong with them, but you have to tune them, right? So you have to have a weight that you want to hit. You got to find the right spine for that weight, and then you have to cut them to whatever length you want. Stop to talk. Yeah, I should. Quentin, no. Just buy another one, dude. It would be hard for me to get rid of mine. I'm a little petty, and I've kept like tallies on the back of it for every deer I killed, but I feel like it's just such a personal thing, and like Tony and I talked about raffling it off on the live, but I just don't think I could. Trey, what's up? What did I miss? Trey, I would recommend you get a crossbow if you don't hunt currently. Like if you're just looking to get into archery hunting, I'd recommend you get a crossbow, dude. Make it easy on yourself. You have a lot to learn, just in general. Like you have to learn how to assess a shot. You have to learn how to deal with a bad shot, because that's part of archery no matter what equipment you're using. And I think making it easier on yourself up front is just gonna help you in the long run. You're gonna have a lot less heartache with it, and you're gonna fill the freezer, you know. Darcy, it is not an SS. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, crossbows are relatively easy. The great part about archery hunting is that it's not, it's not really about the bow. It's really about how close you can get to that animal. It's you versus that animal. And obviously the equipment makes a difference. If you're going to shoot a crossbow, you can shoot it accurately without much practice out to, 40, 50, 60, 80 yards, It doesn't take a whole lot. Darcy, it is a G8, yes. Lance, how are you doing? Chill, we actually did shoot the car tire on a live. Somebody was like, I'll give you $300 to shoot the car tire. And we did it. There's a video up on the channel of it because the arrow ricocheted and came right back at me. If I had not put my smoker in between me and that arrow, it would have gone into my leg. It would have been pretty cool. AR, that's fine. Sorry, dude. I'm trying to answer questions. Country girl. Oh my goodness. What happened to fishing girl? Why'd you change your name? Ooh, I plucked that one so bad. Ooh, I'm glad you guys can't see that with the knock. Hit the pumpkin's forehead. We can do that. I'll set it up for that. Why is everybody talking about Diddy tonight? Do I remind you guys of him or something? Well, BC Racing, these are cheap arrows. These are Link Boy arrows. They're like $45 for 12. And maybe I will. I just got to get the the fishing setup for the bow. I would need a boat too. I haven't got one of those yet. All right, country girl, I like it. I might still call you Fishing Girl just because you call me Alfred Packer, so we'll see. What do I use for a broadhead? So I started out the season using VPA 3-blade broadheads. I was using the 250 or 300 grain broadheads. And I've since switched. I switched to the Zwickey 2-blade with bleeders. After that shot on the buck, I was like, man, like I needed like an extra inch of penetration. I don't know if the broadhead would have made a difference, but I switched anyway. It is what it is. Cannon, how are you doing? Super Helm, how are you doing? Oh, you know, we're just shooting the bows. Threshold, you know. Yeah, PC, the car tire might have gotten damaged. I just also haven't moved it in a couple months, so, you know. Brandon, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute, bud. Chill. I don't actually have any in front of me right now. Normally I do. Normally I have my hunting bow out here, and I have both of them, but I don't tonight. If you check back in on another live, I probably will. So, yeah, bare wire. I don't know. I've noticed with recurves, as far as broadheads go, it doesn't really matter what you're shooting. They all hit like pretty much where I want them to. So you don't really have enough speed to get like any sort of like planing or variation with the arrow, you know. IFV, what's up? How are you doing? No, I can't do a flip. Why do you guys always ask this? Dude, I drink like 10 beers a night on a live. If I could do a flip, like, that would be super impressive. I'm fat. I can't do a flip. That was way low. I don't know what I did there. Ooh. Should have drawn back while aiming at the target. Really, David? That's weird. I've never heard that. Cannon, it's all good. I appreciate you when you hop on and we can chat. TMR, I wish I could split arrows, dude. At 13 yards, I probably should be able to, or at least like sometimes be able to. I've broken nocks, but I've never split an arrow. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip that blue tape off of there, and I'm gonna stick like a really, really small piece of blue tape to really like make me hyper focus on one spot, and I think that'll kind of help. Because like half the battle with shooting a recurve or a trad bow is just focusing on one spot that you want to hit. And that arrow, for whatever reason, is still shooting high. Do a kick flip. Do a roll then. I got you. Hang on. Here, I got this. A lot of people like the Sharks. I've heard a lot of good stuff about them. I have not tried them yet. My Zwickies are flying pretty good. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Zwicky, I don't know. They're flying good. I absolutely smoked a doe on Monday, and I did not have an exit wound, and the blood trail was still phenomenal. Way better than any of the blood trails I've had with the VPAs. So I'm probably sticking with those. Watching in Korea, thanks for tuning in. We are in the United States. I think I'm plucking the string really bad right now. After shooting 200 arrows, I just, you get tired. David, are you talking about the Zwickies or the VPAs? Yeah, broadheads are IFV. IFV hit the nail on the head. Broadheads are everybody's preference. And if you ask what the best broadhead is, you're going to get 1,000 different answers, The Sharks. Yeah, I could imagine it because they're pretty wide. And that was kind of my concern with getting them. But people people really seem to like the blood trails that they produce. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely plucking. I felt it that time, and my arrows were touching, so. But we do one more beer. Why not? But yeah, broadheads are just, I don't know. Everybody's so opinionated on what the best broadhead is, and I just think it's so irrelevant. It's not even funny, And that's why with my compound, I always shoot mechanicals. I'd rather aim further back and have a 2-inch cutting diameter versus using a fixed blade and have a 1 1/4 inch. BC Racing, you send a $20 donation because I got some smaller LEDs. You send a $20 donation and I'll shoot one. I don't know what'll happen. I might just short out the house here, but we'll see. Jordan, nothing wrong with those. I've shot them. They worked pretty well. Never took an animal with one. But I don't know. For me, it's just like a 2-inch cutting diameter is gonna produce more blood than a 1-inch, 1 1/4 inch. It's just the way it is. Like, I'd rather aim further back. I'm not worried about bone. I've blown through shoulder with 580 grain arrows. Tony has blown through shoulders mature bucks with lighter arrow setups. I think he's shooting like 550 grain arrows out of his. Yeah, we're still here with the bow. That's what we do. BC Racing, it's okay. I really don't want to trip the breaker on my house anyway. Grayson, what's up, man? How are you doing? Thanks for tuning back in. No, the stash is for tickling deer, believe it or not. Yeah, chill. You're probably not going to get the same penetration with a 2-inch broadhead that you're going to get with a thinner one. It's just kind of the way it works. I'm a strong believer if you're running a heavy arrow, you're going to get the penetration you need to harvest that animal. So, David, the bear razor heads. Oh man. So I noticed you said 1970s, which is probably going to make a difference. So those were the first broadheads that I bought, and I have a huge issue with them. I have 2 out of the 6 that I bought. I would shoot and they would pass through the target or whatever, and then they broke. Like the broke in half. And I was like, no, I'm not buying these again, especially for the price. It's like $80 for a 3-pack because they come with all the inserts and everything. They're okay for tuning, but I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way when my broadheads break like that. So, Jordan, that's the way, dude. That's the way. Welcome from India. Cannon, I'm sorry. I saw you said that earlier. I'm probably going to shut it down here in a couple minutes, honestly. Probably not too long. Why? What's up? Yeah, David, they most certainly are, dude. I found that out. You know, I spent $150, $160 on 2 packs of them. So yeah, that's about that. Greetings from Germany. How are you doing, Flo? Guten Tag. See, I know a little German. This is actually my garage. So we'll put a ceiling up here at some point. I'm going to start buying plywood to put that up. You know, it's a little backwards because we put the lights up first, but I do so many lives, I wanted to get the lights up, and it just seemed more important. So, yeah, David, I've heard that from other people too. So if I could find some old ones, I would probably shoot them. That out of any broadhead I've pulled right out of the pack, they are hands down the sharpest broadhead that I have pulled out of the pack. I mean, it's crazy how sharp they are. And you know, like it's not so much an issue that they break. Like I would have full confidence shooting them at an animal. My issue more so is that I reuse the broadheads because they're expensive. Fixed blades are expensive, and if they're going to break when they go through my target and hit a rock, like you know, it's kind of an issue. Jordan, I actually haven't seen those. I'll have to look them up after this. I like the G5 Megameats or the NAP Spitfires. No, we're not shooting the car. Knock it off. We did it once. It was a good time. We were drunk. I almost caught an arrow to the leg. We're not doing it again, okay? Hello from Turkey. How are you doing? Other side of the world. So David, Tony and I actually have an NAP Spitfire that we've been alternating with. We haven't replaced the blades on it or anything. It's still sharp. Like we've had all good shots with it. And we've killed 6 deer with the same mechanical broadhead. We just pass it off to each other. It's funny. No, it's not a secret. It's a G8 GT. I'll squat down so you could get a quick look at it. Lucia, that's awesome. Lucia Sabrina DeMaria. Oh, pumpkin in the forehead. You said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was going to move, but honestly, or I was going to move the pumpkin, but I don't even care. It'll be fun. Yeah, the Spitfires are great. And everybody's like claim is that mechanicals fail, and there's really no way for an NAP Spitfire to fail. There's just no way. Thank you. I got this hat at Walmart. I saw it and I was like, 15 bucks, let's go. And I lose hats all the time. I don't know what's wrong with me. I lose gear all the time. So it was like the first day of the season, I left my climbing stick in the woods, down in Maryland nonetheless. So I'd have my buddy from Maryland grab it for me. I lost my bow hanger 2 nights ago. I've lost like multiple gloves already. I have to have like 6 pairs of gloves when I start the season because I just lose them like crazy. You know, I don't know what my problem is. What's my plans for tonight? I'm just hanging out in the live, drinking some beers, and I'll probably get off in like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I didn't really plan on being on this long, but when the chat's going, I like to talk, you know. Yeah, David, as long as you don't hit like a shoulder or something, they come out like, and they're fine. Or if you hit a rock on a pass through, you know what I mean? But even then, like you can replace the NAP Spitfires, the Megameats, you can replace the blades on them for relatively cheap, so. 36 deer? Ooh. Now, I thought I was impressive because I took 7 deer last year, but that's crazy. 36 in 2 months. If Tony and I made the challenge I don't think we could even hit that between two of us. I didn't want to shoot that one into the forehead. I didn't forget about you. I just, I didn't want to do one without a lighted knock. I don't discriminate with fawns. I'm not going to lie to you. What bow or bows do I have? I have a Black Hunter recurve. This is my practice bow. It's a 20-pound bow. I have a Samick Sage, which is 35 pounds, but I draw 32 inches, 31 inches. It just depends on what arrows I'm using. And that's about 43 pounds. And then I have my compound bow, which is a 70-pound Athens Peak 38, which I haven't picked up yet this year. I've wanted to, but I haven't done it yet. Yeah, chill. I'm gonna do it for you right now. I don't want to forget. Mr. Beast joined. Yeah, I wish. That'd be awesome. Jordan, I am not familiar with that. But I'll have to check them out then. There's so many different longbows, recurves. There's so many people who make them because there's a lot of custom people. So, Calvin Harris. What's my dream car? I don't know if I have a dream car. I love my G8. My G8's been all over the country too. So I go to a bunch of different military schools. I've been out to Michigan, South Carolina, Kentucky. Like I've been all over in that thing, and I always take it. I always have to take it just because I'm like, let's go to all 50 states in this car, you know? All right. Forehead on the pumpkin. Let's do it. I mean, maybe not dead center. I can zoom in for you. But, like, we're definitely in the forehead. You can see it above the eye there. John, we don't do any political chat in this. Thank you, thank you. I like little challenges. Most nights, I will do a pepper challenge where I'll take a habanero and I'll stick it on the target. And then if somebody donates like 20 bucks, I'll shoot for the pepper. If I miss, I have to eat it. And that's always a pretty miserable experience. But I don't feel like dealing with that tomorrow morning, if you know what I mean, you know? So yeah, Jordan, I started off really, really good. But I'm plucking really bad right now. And I know I'm doing it, but it is what it is. So Dustin, I am yapping, dude. I'm talking to people in the chat. Yeah, the pepper challenge is not always enjoyable, you know. It's something. We do it. And when you're drunk, you know, it's fun to do little challenges like that. Yeah, the 5 or 6 beers probably isn't helping either. Like I said it a couple times. Like I took my hunting bow out. I shot 2 shots with that, which is pretty much my normal like nightly routine. I shoot 1 to 3, 1 to 5 shots, somewhere in there, with my hunting bow, and that's really the only shots I care about. Not that I don't try to hit my target with this. It just doesn't matter a whole lot, you know. Drunk challenge, steal a car. That sounds like a great idea. Small water, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while, dude. Jordan, we're in Pennsylvania. We hunt Maryland, and I think next year we're going to hunt Ohio as well. Or New York, one or the other. Or Jersey, we'll see. Chill, I appreciate you joining, dude, and thanks for the sub. Busy fishing. Yeah, I believe it. What are you guys fishing for right now? Drained that one, though. Ooh, Jordan. Now you're speaking my language. Are you using the trad bow? You got to use the trad bow. Flo, am I hunting deer for money? No, we hunt deer because we eat them. You know, we chase bucks because they look good on the wall. Ooh, Jordan, we'll have to do this sometime. That sounds like a good time. Vanessa, am I good? I feel okay. I mean, I'm a little buzzed. Am I good at archery? Not really. I'm okay. Yeah, we'll have to figure this out. We'll have to, Jordan, we'll have to like get some rules down or something. Hit us up on Facebook because that sounds like a really interesting live. And then if you can get another person, we could do like me and Tony on our end and then two of you guys on your end. Ooh. And then we can really like drag it out and like really get drunk. It could be a good time. Okay. Let me go pull arrows quick though. This other one's not lighted. The other arrow I have doesn't have a lighted knock, so you won't be able to see it. Let me pull them real quick. The other thing about feather arrows is they're not nearly as durable as vanes. BC, I've thought about it because I struggle with plucking so much. And I've gotten a lot better. If you watch some of the first lives we did where we were shooting, I mean, you can see how bad I used to pluck the string. So I really considered it, but I would rather work on I'd rather work on my form and do it properly. Vanessa, I'll do it. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer people's questions too. I apologize. Don't hate me. That was way low. I knew it was low and I shot it anyway. After 200 shots, it just happens though. Yeah, David, I'm kind of with you on that too. Like I started this whole journey to be as traditional as possible. And for those who don't know, I'm kind of working on a long form video. Like I'm talking like 30 to 45 minute video about like mine and Tony's journey back into the realm of trad bows. Not back into, but just getting into it, you know, because it is a journey. So that's like kind of like, I want to try and do like one really cinematic long form video a year for the channel. And then next year, like this piece of wood right here is going to be a bow. And I would really like to go and harvest a deer with a bow I built myself, you know? So it's like, I don't know if I want to use like obsidian arrow tips with cedar shafts that I carved myself and did all that. But yeah. Where did I get that? Vanessa, if you're talking about the bow, this is a Black Hunter recurve. You can find it on Amazon or eBay or pretty much anywhere. It's a really cheap bow. Jordan, you make arrows? That's super cool. See, maybe I can kill a deer with arrows that you made. I'll buy them off of you, and we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. Money. Jordan, I'll buy them off you. Like if you sell them, I'll absolutely buy them off you. Just like I said, hit us up on Facebook, and well, I don't post your number on here for 100, 150 people to see. Hit us up on Facebook, DM me, and I'll text you. I do that with several of our mods, and if you're going to be on here a lot, we can make you a mod too, dude. What is my dream hunt? I think mule deer would be a cool one. Mule deer with the trad bow. Yeah, I don't know if anybody follows the Push Archery. He has a couple videos up of hunting mule deer, and when I see them, I'm like, man, I'd love to get after that. That or elk. But from what everybody says, elk are not. They're not like it's hard work physically, but when it comes time to shoot, like they're not as responsive as deer. They don't see the same way, and they kind of just stand there, and you have a huge area you can hit and still be lethal on an elk, you know? Penguins, the mustache is not a good idea. I don't like having the mustache. We call it a buck stash on the channel. So you have to grow a mustache until you kill a buck. Big Sky, I would love to, dude. I would absolutely love to. I have to do it with the trad bow though, you know? Just is the way it is, which makes it even harder. Yep, IFV knows. He knows the rules. IFV, what happens if I don't kill a buck this year? Vanessa, we are in the United States, specifically Pennsylvania. Whoa, we just kicked the whole tripod. What is this channel about? We're all about harvesting animals with bows, bow hunting, or just hunting in general. I'm not even gonna say just bow hunting. We just hunt. We love hunting. Big Sky. I don't know if I'd say I have a target buck. If you look on the channel, I shot a buck in the shoulder. He was a big, I mean, for Pennsylvania, he was a big buck. He was like 120, 125 inch deer. Big, don't curse. Trying to dial back on that. Big, like 200-pound mountain buck from Pennsylvania. Like that's all you can ask for, you know? And I shot him in the shoulder. It crushed part of my soul. And that's about how that went. But I spent 3 or 4 days. I saw him when I was driving down on down by the creek on public land, and I was like, all right, like it's 7:40 at night. Let's backtrack an hour and figure out where he was. So then the next day I went up the mountain. I saw him, and then the third day is when I shot him actually. So he was probably what you would consider my target buck. Right now, I don't really have any others on the radar. I have a couple that I'm after, but they're not in areas consistently where I can really dial in and hunt them. So especially getting into the rut, it's not easy. Connor, we do a lot of fishing on the channel. That's kind of how we started the channel. So come March and April timeframe, we'll be back in the fishing mindset. Vanessa, no, you probably can't come visit me. I don't know you. I have a wife and a kid. Yeah, probably not. Sorry. What's the longest hunt I've been on? I haven't really gone away to do any sort of like dream hunt or exotic hunt. As far as like days in a row hunting, I don't know. I generally hunt 4 to 5 days in a row. I'll go after work every day. If you're talking all day sits, I've done 5 in a row, and that's about as much as I can handle. And that's hiking in like 2 to 3 miles and just really getting after it. Yeah, Big Sky. I hunted the same spot today where I shot him, and there's like 10 more rubs in that area, plus a scrape that has opened up like 10 feet from the tree I shot him in. I know he's still alive. I know I didn't get long because we grid searched like crazy. We searched like 800 yards. I got permission from the neighboring property. So there's neighboring property that butts up to the private or to the public land. And I got permission for them. I searched their property. I searched the creek bottoms. Like he's alive. You know, I'm fully convinced he's alive. So yeah, Quentin, like 180 pound buck is huge too, you know? No, BC, I've never been. Oh, yeah, it was actually. I was in Michigan for a school. I was up there for, what was I up there for? I was up there for my 92 Yankee reclass school. I was up in, oh boy. I was up in Fort Custer. I don't remember, Kalamazoo. That's what the area was. I was up in the Kalamazoo area, and then I traveled up to Grayling because I was fishing every weekend. We had off every weekend for like a month. It was perfect. So I'd go up there and I would do some brown trout fishing with like mouse flies at night. It was fantastic. Uh, James, I don't mind hunting with people or without people. I don't know if I really have a preference. I kind of prefer to do it myself. Just because when I take other people out, like I'll take them out and try to set them up on deer. And then we get to the spot where I'm like, hey, like sit in this tree. And then they go to like a different tree to hunt. And they're like, oh, I could have had deer, but I was, 20 yards away. I'm like, yeah, that's why I told you to sit here, Or I'll have like other people, like if we set up in a spot where we both would have the opportunity to kill deer, they'll push, 50 to 100 yards past where we discussed them setting up or where we discussed us setting up, and then they get the first crack on the deer, and it just is what it is. So do I do the shooting range? Anonymous game warden. Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? No, I would welcome any game wardens in this chat. I know of several people who are doing stuff illegally currently, and there's not much I can do about it. And Tony and I do everything by the books, So exactly, David. What rifle? Plot twist. I named my 308 Samick Sage. But alrighty, guys, I've been on for like way too long. I've shot way more arrows than I wanted to, so I think I'm probably going to shut it down. Vanessa, I normally do lives 3 to 4 times a week, or if I don't, my partner Tony does. So sub to the channel, check us out. We're normally on here, and we can normally talk to you guys and interact. But alrighty, guys, I appreciate everybody hopping on. You guys are the best. You make this fun, and you're the reason we do it. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.